Hi, welcome guys to another team training with me, Dino. I want to speak to you guys today about 4 principles that is essential for you as a new business owner, someone who wants to start up something new in this business. Something that's 4 principles basically that is essential to your success and you seeing success in the long run and in the future. Now, these 4 principles, let me lay them out for you. It is patience, consistency, having a plan, and implementing a strategy. So let's start at the beginning now. The way it's ordered, the way I like to order them is, first of all, starting from patience. So patience, what is patience? Patience is that little thing that sits inside of you that lets you know that what you want is over there. It's over there. It's not going anywhere. It's over there. You must just understand that as it is not going anywhere, you need to have faith and rely on the fact that you know that it is coming. Waiting for it to come is hard. It's very hard, especially when you don't see results now. I know we as people, we want to see results now. We don't want to wait. We don't want to wait for the microwave to finish popping out popcorn. We'd rather eat it raw than wait for it to finish. We don't want to wait until the movie ends. We want to start skipping to our favorite scenes and then expect to enjoy the movie. No, it doesn't work like that. The experience of waiting for what we want to come is patience, and that experience is a very difficult thing to handle and to go through it. And not have patience is very difficult for some people. I know you want to see results now. I know I also want to see results now, but I also know that it's coming to me. The minute I said to the universe, I want this, that's when the universe looked back at me and said, you know what, you got it. So I need to understand, it's coming, it's there. By faith, I believe it's there, it's mine. So I don't need to worry and stress now about why it's not coming fast enough. I know you have put your plans into place and you expect now everything to work together at your speed, but it doesn't work like that, because you're asking for something that is outside of you to move at your pace and at your speed. It doesn't work like that. The only thing that you can control is you. You can't control what's happening outside of you. So it is vital that you have patience if you want to see success. And it doesn't matter what it is. You can be trying to learn an instrument, trying to learn how to cook, like I said, trying to read a book, trying to make money. Doesn't matter what it is. If you don't have patience, you've already lost, because you are asking for a lot and it takes a while for a lot to come to you. That's why we need patience. Things that are quick, generally they don't last. If it comes quickly to you, most likely it's going to be there for a second and then disappear just as quickly. But things that take a while to come, that you've built up, that you've planned and put things in place for it to come, those things, they last, and they last a long time. So patience is important. The second thing that we need to learn and that we need to be on top of is consistency. Consistency is key, because it doesn't help you are patient and you're doing nothing. Because at the end of the day, work equals reward. And if you don't work, you're not going to get rewarded for it. You can have the patience, you can sit there waiting for 50 years, but if you're not being consistent in putting in the effort, then you can't expect what you want to come to you. Like I said, you want big things, so that means you have to take big steps. And those big steps that you are busy taking, at the end of the day, they're going to yield results. If you are not planting your seeds at the right time, and you are not taking the patience to wait for them to grow, at the end of the day, you're not going to get a harvest. And then you're going to wonder why your barns are empty, why you don't have food, why nothing's happening, why there's no money, why there's no success. You need to be consistent in everything that you do. If you are running a business and you require the business to advertise in order for you to get customers, then advertise consistently. Don't sit there and hope that people will one day recognize you and notice you, and then all of a sudden orders coming in. Don't hope one day that you're busy trying to learn an instrument, then you just wake up and you feel like playing that favorite song of yours, and all of a sudden you start playing and then bam, you've mastered it. Where was the consistency? Where was the practice? Where was the input? There was nothing. If you don't put nothing in, you can't expect to get nothing out. It's a vital element. It's something that is important to do. When you combine patience with consistency, you start seeing results. Now, yes, let us go to the next one. You have patience and you have consistency. The next thing you need to do is you need to formulate a plan. You need to have a plan in place. You need to look at what is it that I'm going to do? What is it that I need to do in order to reach the goal that lies at the end? Yes, I have a goal, and yes, I'm patient to wait for that goal, and yes, I'm consistent in working to get towards that goal, but what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get there? What am I supposed to be doing with myself between the time of me asking and the time of me receiving? Between the time of me planting and the time of me receiving a harvest? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing? You're supposed to put in a plan to know what the next step is, because if I come up here and I don't have a plan for this video, what ends up happening is I start mumbling about stuff that hasn't got anything to do with the video that I'm making. We are talking here about principles to getting to where you want to go. But now if I start talking about tea and how much I don't like tea, that means I didn't really prepare for this video, so I start talking about things that don't matter. But if I have a plan, I know once I go into that wrong direction, I can turn back, because the plan says not that way, this way. This is where you want to go. This is where your end result is. So when I have a plan, that plan leads me towards this goal, and patience and consistency will get me there. This is how you succeed. Now, when it comes to the next principle, strategy. Now, there are many strategies. There are many strategies all over the world. There are many brilliant minds, brilliant business people, entrepreneurs. There are many like-minded individuals like ourselves who think like us, who want to achieve the same results of us, like us. I mean, if you look at your downlines, if you look at your company, if you look at your group, if you look at your friends, if you look at your environment, I'm sure if you ask any one of those people there, they will all give you the same answer, that they want generally the same thing that you want: to be financially well off, to have their own space, to not have to rely on a job or on a boss or on someone outside to give them. They want to be self-sustaining, self-sufficient, to be able to do what they want, when they want, where they want, with who they want. That's generally what we all want. But getting there is the thing that's important. That's why we need to have patience. That's why we need to be consistent. Why we need a plan. And lastly, on top of that, why we need to use a strategy to get to where we're going. So we can have a plan. The plan says that I need to do this by this age, I need to be this by this many months, I need to do this by this specific period of time, sell so much, build so much. That's all lovely and fine, but you need to implement strategies. Now, when it comes to strategies, as I said, there's a lot of them. So the best advice that I can give you is the same advice that I was given. Go to someone who is going where you want, who has been where you want to go, and go and ask them, how did you get there? Give me your strategy so that I can implement it and learn how to go there. Or maybe you don't have someone like that in your environment. Do research. Find out, what does it take? What do you need to do in order to go from the starting point to the end point? What do you need to do in order to get a harvest at the end of the day? Where do you start? Where do you buy the seeds from? When should you plant it? How much you should water it? When you should harvest? All of those things, they go along with the strategy that you implement in your plan. So that's an important thing that you must have. And like I said, you do research, you find out how you need to do, and you stick to that strategy. You stick to that plan. You remain consistent and you remain patient while the plan is working. Remember, the plan is working. Even if you don't see the results now, the plan is still working. It didn't stop because you don't feel like it. I know sometimes when you wake up in the morning and then you don't feel like going to work, you don't feel like doing your job, you don't feel like starting on the chore, you don't feel like practicing. You feel like that sometimes, but that because you feel like that doesn't mean that the strategy all of a sudden stopped, that the plan somehow stopped. No, once you remain consistent, even if you don't feel like it, that's when you start seeing the real results in whatever it is that you're doing, in your business, in your venture, in your hobby, in your plan, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish and trying to get. Now, the thing that I must emphasize to you about your strategy is that, let us take the most popular one. We want to be rich, we want to be wealthy, we want to be well off. You cannot say that I want to get there and I want to take 10 different trains or 10 different buses or 10 different planes to get there. No. If you have a strategy, if you have a plan, or if you have an enterprise or a business or a concept, something that's going to take you from where you are to where you want to go, you stick with that plan until you see your results. You don't halfway through you're not seeing anything happen, and now you think, this is not working, let me rather quit and jump to another one. Because what's going to end up happening, you're going to jump from this bus to this bus, and then you're going to hope that this bus is going to take you to where you're going to go. Then you see this bus is not working, so let me jump to another bus, and this bus is also not taking me as far as I want to go, so every time you start on a new thing, a new venture, a new thing that is trying to get to the same goal, what ends up happening is that you start from over. You're starting from scratch. Starting from scratch is painful. It's not a nice thing, because that means you are at absolute zero and you are choosing to go back to absolute zero again and hoping this time it will be different. Hoping this time it will be different. Listen to me, it won't be different. You know why it won't be different? Because it wasn't the plan that failed you. It wasn't the strategy that failed you. It wasn't being consistent that failed you. It wasn't being patient that failed you. What failed you was you. There is nothing outside of you that you can control. The only thing that you can control is what's inside. So if you are not being patient, having the persistence, if you are not having a plan and implementing a strategy to get to where you want to go, and doing it, keeping on it, staying on that straight road, that means that you are the one who is halting yourself from seeing your goal. Because remember, there's no such thing as getting rich quick. Because anything that you do, like I said, anything that you do that comes quickly to you, most likely it won't last. The thing that you wait for, the thing that you help grow and develop until it's at full maturity, that is the thing that lasts forever. But if it comes to you just like that, then it can leave you just like that. So don't ever put yourself in a position where you have to go back again. I can say at the beginning I was guilty of that. I looked where I was and I decided to start over. But being me, I didn't take it as me starting over. I knew that starting over was a bad thing. So I didn't take it as me starting from zero. I took it as what I did before didn't work. And I knew it was never going to work. So instead of me starting from scratch, let me take and learn what I've learned over here, implement it into what I'm doing now. And from there, I'm no more at zero. Now I'm at least starting at a 3 or at a 4 or at a 5. And I've taken that knowledge, understanding, wisdom, talent, skills, and I've planted them into this new venture. And because I'm here, I'm growing now. Now I'm seeing success. Not because I left something that I felt wasn't working and coming here, but because I remember the principles. Because the principles work no matter what you are doing. The most popular one example that I can use is diet plans. All diet plans work. All of them work. It doesn't matter what diet plan it is. The only thing that's different between them is the person who is going on that diet. If you're changing diets every 2 weeks, you will never see results. Never. Never, ever, ever. You must stick to one diet, and that one diet, over a long enough period of time, will yield the result that you want. That's just how it works. If you're gonna keep on changing, going on this bus starting from zero, going from this bus starting from zero, well, you're not gonna go nowhere, and you're not gonna go nowhere fast. So you must make a decision. Do you want success? Do you want to be rich? Do you want to be receiving the rewards that you want at the end? Or do you want to keep starting from scratch? I don't want to start from scratch. I hate starting from scratch. I'd rather learn what I have here, combine it, better myself, and get all the skills, and stay patient, consistent, use my plan and implement a strategy to get where I want to go. Once I reach that goal, then I can start something new. And the nice thing is, every time you complete a task and you start something new, you never ever start at zero. You never ever start at zero. In fact, you start at the 90% already, reaching the goal that you want to reach. So yeah, guys, that's the advice I have for you. Don't start from scratch every single time. Learn how to do it right, and you will succeed every single time. Every single time. Learn to do things to completion, to follow a plan, to follow a strategy, be consistent in it, and have patience in it, and you will see success. That's just how success works. You can ask any of the giants, any of the great leaders, any of the big people in this world, the business leaders, the giants, you can ask them all, they will all tell you exactly the same thing. Take it to heart, make it your own, make it your own. It will change your life. And don't forget to develop yourself, read books, listen to mentors, let these people develop your mind. Don't go as you are, because you as you are, you have too much inside of you that needs to come out in order for you to get where you need to go. And you cannot go as you are, as your plain boring self. You must take out the gifts and the skills and the talents that are sitting in here, because these are the things that's going to get you to where you want to go. Once they are developed, once they grow, once they have the chance to become fertile and develop, they will see success and they will bring success to you. So Don't stress about not seeing results as fast as you want, because at the end of the day, you can't make a plant grow as fast as you want, but it will grow, and one day it will be ripe, and that's the day when you can enjoy the fruit of it. So thanks guys, I am Dino.